Property tax valuations take another spike here in Scottsbluff County. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, Scottsbluff County board members Monday night expressed a desire to do something to address property valuations in the county as notices hit mailboxes showing valuations rising by as much as 40% or more for some residential properties. The subject came up during open comments at the end of the meeting, with Commissioner Charlie Knapper saying the magnitude of the increase is certainly a shock and will be significant for taxpayers. Left unclear, however, is exactly what could be done through the Board of Equalization, and Knapper said he's anticipating a lot of protests this year.
The volume is much greater than it was last year, and last year we were able to manage it down to 3 days of protests, which is the least amount of protests that we've had since I've been on the board. And now we're probably looking at 2 weeks, if not 2.5 weeks of protests. Just based on the feedback that I've gotten today.
Knapper said he'd like to see if the board could take some sort of action to limit the rise in valuations to a manageable increase throughout the county, but Assessor Angie Dillman said that would require a change to state statutes. Formal protest forms are available through the county website and have to be filed by the end of the month, with hearings currently set for mid-July and ending by the 25th. Well, the public is invited to attend a wildlife recovery field tour hosted by the Nebraska Extension this Friday. The tour begins at 9 a.m. and will visit 2 locations that experienced wildfires during the summer of 2021 and 2022. At each tour stop, there will be discussions on wildfire and rangelands, cheatgrass management, and rangeland management. Mitch Stevenson, a range and forest management specialist at the UNL Extension Center, explains why this recovery tour is taking place.
Thankfully our grasslands are fairly resilient to some of the effects of wildfires, but it really helps to go and see some of these challenges and how that recovery process takes place. And so that's the goal of this tour and this workshop that we're going to have, is to really have a demonstration and observation in the field as to what recovery actually looks like.
The tour is free, registration is appreciated, and you can find all the details by finding this story on our website at kneb.com. We'll have more news right after this.
Swipe right, swipe left, endlessly searching. Finding the perfect match isn't always perfect, but it can be when it comes to finances. Nora found the perfect business loan. Jenny opened her first savings account. Grammy loves her checking account. We found a match for Wilson Farms. The Sandersons were matched with a mortgage. Regardless of your financial situation, Platte Valley Bank will match you with the perfect solution. Find your match at Platte Valley Bank.
It's time for the recycling game. Question 1. Where do you recycle old electronics in the Tri-City area?
The Environmental Services at 609 East 2nd Street.
Correct. Question 2. Where can you find recycling trailers?
Trailers can be found in Gearing and Terrytown.
Correct. Final question. How can you dump recyclables and not have to sort them?
The Free Stream recycle bins from the city.
That's correct. You just won a cleaner and happier city, brought to you by Tri-City Stormwater.
Welcome back. A fugitive wanted out of Georgia on felony armed robbery and aggravated assault charges nearly 17 years ago is behind bars following a weekend traffic stop in Scottsbluff. Police responded to a possible drunk driver report Friday night on Highway 26 and Avenue I, eventually stopped a flatbed pickup with Goshen County plates driven by Luis Brito. The 43-year-old could only provide a voter ID card out of Mexico, and while a check for a Nebraska or Wyoming operator's license came up empty, he did match an NCIC description for an active arrest warrant from Lawrenceville, Georgia. According to that warrant, Brito brandished a knife during an August 2006 robbery of a boutique with an accomplice, in which he took pairs of shoes from the store and $32,000 was taken from the victim. Brito was scheduled for an initial appearance in Scottsbluff County Court today on the extradition charge, where he will have to sign a waiver. He's also in the country illegally, and authorities say he will likely flee to Mexico otherwise. Well, the chief operating officer of the Nebraska Community Foundation has been tapped to become the next director of the Nebraska Department of Economic Development. Governor Jim Pillen announced that after an extensive search and 3 interviews, Casey Balitz of Columbus is his choice to fill the post vacated earlier this year by Tony Goins. In making the announcement during a news conference in Lincoln, the governor said Balitz brings the perfect experience and enthusiasm for the agency and the state.
Really important to have a director that really understands how important a culture of an organization and a team is. The Department of Economic Development's team needs to have an incredible focus on culture, understanding we are public servants and that operational excellence is important.
Balitz says it's an extraordinary opportunity to make life better for those around him and all Nebraskans, and he looks forward to being able to do so in a new capacity. And Nebraska lawmakers passed a bill last Thursday to comply with a voter ID requirement mandated by voters back in November. The vote came on the last day of the 2023 legislative session, and despite a filibuster effort by conservative Senator Julie Slama, who is the only lawmaker to vote against it. The bill that passed allows a wide array of photo identification that voters present at the polls and are rare exceptions for voting without a photo ID. Slama says that flies in the face of what voters intended when they voted to require a photo ID to vote.
This isn't just a beautiful hospital. It's the home to exceptional patient care. This is where specialty clinics meet your needs. This is where a friendly smile, a warm hand, and an empathetic ear exist to care for you. This is us. Box Butte General Hospital. Great things are happening here.
For this week's featured Pet of the Week, we meet Cartman, a 6-month-old domestic medium hair mix that's been at the Humane Society since late November. Staff says he loves food, but more importantly is looking for someone to be his best friend and give him reassurance that he'll be okay. They say he's a little nervous at first, but once he opens up, you have the perfect companion for the rest of your life. His adoption cost is $50, and that includes his neuter, microchipping, and all vaccinations. Plus, whoever adopts Cartman will also receive a $25 Murdoch's gift card to start spoiling him right away.
Welcome to Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. Whether you're a wine enthusiast, a whiskey sommelier, a tequila connoisseur, or you just love your beer, Kelly's has the best selection of what you're looking for. Family owned and operated since 1946 and right on 27th Street in Scottsbluff. Come see us today at Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. And remember to be a good neighbor. Don't drink and drive. Kelly's Liquor, West 27th Street in Scottsbluff.
Let's take a look at your midweek community calendar, brought to you by Riverstone Bank. The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. We're local and we love our community.
Panhandle Trails Intercity Public Transit, based in Alliance, Nebraska, is the only intercity bus serving Nebraska Panhandle communities and Pine Ridge, South Dakota. Panhandle Trails operates a regularly scheduled bus service, assisting you in making connections with Greyhound bus partners, regional airports, healthcare, employment and education opportunities, shopping, family, friends, and more. Panhandle Trails serves the general public of all ages and offers accessible transportation for those with special mobility needs. Let Panhandle Trails help you make your connection. Call 308-761-8747.
At Platte Valley Bank, we want to help you plan for tomorrow while you enjoy today. Our personalized trust services can help you do just that. You've worked hard to build your legacy, and you want to make sure that gets passed on for generations to come. We offer the professional guidance necessary to ensure that happens, according to your wishes. We pride ourselves in being friendly and professional while offering a highly tailored full line of trust and estate planning services to accommodate you. You belong here.
And finally tonight, the first day of summer isn't for another 2 weeks, but there's much buzz already for the 2023 Scottsbluff County Fair. This morning, tickets officially went on sale for this year's events, which include the second year of the Champions Challenge Extreme Rough Stock Rodeo, headlining concert act Uncle Kramer, the 40th annual Rubber Trek Race, and the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pull. Motocross event is coming back to the fair this year after a long hiatus.
Actually, Thursday night is a new event for us. As far as the motocross had been here many years ago, but we're including it into the week of fair. So Thursday night, August 3rd, will be the Platte Valley Dirt Riders motocross. And so we're excited about that. They'll have their prelims late afternoon, and then the main event to follow. So yeah, it's going to be exciting. They're excited about it, and we as a board and team are also excited.
You can find the full fair schedule and links to purchase tickets by heading over to ScottsBluffCountyFairgrounds.com. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you here next time.